So I talked about not grieving alone and how we should reach out and be there for others, to be a safe person to talk to and to find safe people to talk to ourselves. Now, there's two other things that we've been taught that I actually want to put into one, which is we're told when we're going through things, don't feel bad. It'll be okay. We're also told, especially as a parent, and I've seen several friends going through this recently, where we're told to be strong for others. You've got kids, you've got family, and you need to be strong for them. Put on a brave face, like John Wayne, where it's don't apologize and don't show them how you feel. It's not real helpful. We're all struggling right now. There are many of us that are going through a panic right now, trying to figure out how we're going to make ends meet, how we're going to make it through this and be able to feed our families and take care of one another. And that's not healthy. Hiding our emotions has never been a healthy thing to do. In the grief recovery method, we put it like a tea kettle. So if you take a pot of tea and you put it on the fire, that water's going to boil, and there's a reason why kettles do that whistle. Well, now if I take a cork and I shove it in that kettle and I let it sit there on the heat and boil, and just the pressure builds and it builds and it builds. And then when it can't build anymore, that kettle is going to explode. Now, I know this from my own personal experience. When I was 18 years old, I lost my little sister. And I put on a brave face. I tried not to let it show. I tried not to let that emotion out. And in high school, I got into a choir and madrigals. So I got to go sing with school. And we were on a road trip where we were going and singing some different places. We were at a pizzeria in St. George, Utah, when my kettle exploded. And it was a silly little thing. Somebody just made the comment when we're all waiting for pizza. I don't remember how many of us there were, 50, 60 kids. Pizza's coming out. It's not to our table. It's not to our table. And I'm like, I'm really hungry. And one person said, "You don't deserve pizza." That was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was what made my kettle explode. And I just started sobbing and crying and crying and sobbing. Holding it in didn't help. Trying to smile, act like it didn't bother me, it didn't help. This goes hand in hand with not grieving alone, not going through this loss alone. We all have experienced this drastic change in our lives. And, as I said, grief is the natural and normal reaction that's caused by an end or a change of, things that are familiar to us, a pattern of behavior, a person, whatever it is. It's normal, it's natural. And as parents, I think the best thing that we can teach our kids is that they're not alone. We're going through this with them. And we can all make it. Because we are not alone. None of us is. This is part of it being completely social. It's okay. Again, you can do this, and letting your kids know it's okay to feel this way, letting your family members know, your brothers, your sisters, your spouse, that you have feelings and that you're struggling. That really what it does is it brings us all closer together. And it helps us to become one. One community, one city, one family, one whatever it is. But again, you're not alone. We're all going through this. We're all struggling. And we can do this just as long as we have one another.